Hello everybody, this is Lara at Pure Elliott Wave. I'm going to be looking at SMG, Scott's Miracle Grow company, with you today. Just technical analysis, not Elliott Wave, because as an equity it probably won't have sufficient volume for good looking Elliott Wave structures. So my policy is just technical analysis for single equities. Before I get into that, I just want to remind you there's only just under 6 days left to register for this Elliott Wave Hub event on the 17th of August. It really is in your best interest to do this. You get a whole bunch of free stuff. I'm going to be presenting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be giving you live Elliott Wave analysis of Bitcoin and the S&P 500. If I have time, I'll also cover NASDAQ. You don't just get access to my analysis, you get Jody Samuels, the host, and you get these other people. And every one of us, at the end of our hour presentation, will be giving you exclusive access to freebies. The freebies that I'm going to give you is exclusive access to a whole month of my analysis that I publish on my website, pureelliottwave.com. Every week I publish Bitcoin analysis. Every Monday for my membership I'm giving you a video, annotated charts and text. I'm also giving them the S&P 500 and gold and oil at the close of every New York session on Friday or shortly thereafter. So you'll get access to that for a whole month for free. You will also get a free download of my ebook, Pure Elliott Wave. If you sign up for that free month, you'll get the ebook for free. I've written this to be the definitive guide to the Elliott Wave principle for those of you who are learning and practicing using it. And my rules are exactly the same as Frost and Prechter. I'm not rewriting any Elliott Wave rules, but I've written the book to try and make it really clear and really obvious. And one lucky registrant will go in a draw to win a lifetime free access to my online course, Learn Pure Elliott Wave. 20 lessons, absolutely unique learning exercises, because I'm also, I have 5 years of experience teaching in the New Zealand secondary school system. So I'm a qualified, experienced high school teacher. I used to teach science, geography and biology. I've got some really unique learning exercises in this course. I'm particularly interested in reaching kinesthetic learners, so I've got exercises where you learn Elliott Wave by physically doing stuff to give you a really deep understanding. So there's some really good reasons to register for this event, and if you can't be present at the actual time, if you're registered, you'll get an email after the event to go and review recordings and get access to all of the free offers from every one of these presenters, including myself, at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, let's get into SMG, Scott's Miracle Grow company. So I'm working through my list. My list is going to take me a month to get through, and this one's just an equity. It's not a cryptocurrency as most on my list are, so I'm just going to give you classic analysis. I'm going to look at the weekly and the daily chart. I've looked off to the left of the chart. I went back a total of 6 years to identify support and resistance, and then I draw these horizontal lines. Currently I see for SMG resistance about 90 and support about 75. Below that, when I look left, I see further support at 71, and below that really strong support at 55. So I expect this one may keep on going down. Look out for final and very strong support about 55 if it does indeed keep going down. At the high here, I can see this bearish engulfing candlestick pattern, and then these 3 candlesticks here make an evening start. This one actually also is a bearish engulfing pattern. So unsurprising that at the weekly chart level there was some downward movement. A bounce here and another bearish engulfing pattern. A piercing pattern here, a little bit of a bounce. Another piercing pattern here, did not lead to much. Prices continued on lower. At this last low here, there is no bullish candlestick reversal pattern, but there is this bullish long lower wick. I give wicks a bit of weight. That could be resolved now with this little bit of upward movement, and now we've got a bearish candlestick pattern. This is not a reversal pattern, but it is pretty bearish, and it has strong push from volume. I'm seeing volume on downward weeks much stronger than upward weeks, so I would read the volume profile at this point in time for SMG as bearish. On balance, volume has a small weak range at the weekly chart level. If we see a break below the purple support line, that would be a bearish signal. A break above the yellow resistance line would be a bullish signal. No new signal at this time, so if you're looking at this one, I'd recommend drawing these lines on balance volume and looking for a signal, a break out of that consolidation zone there. Between price and RSI, there's no bullish divergence at these lows. RSI is back in neutral territory. ADX is now declining, indicating no clear trend. For the previous downward trend, it did reach above 45 and above both DX lines. So this downward trend reached very extreme, and RSI reached oversold. Money flow index also reached oversold and then exhibited bullish divergence. So if this trend isn't over here, I would expect it to possibly end sooner rather than later, but I don't think it's quite over yet. So next support 71, below that 55. We've been over these ones. Stochastics in neutral territory as it's bouncing up from oversold. We could see a little bounce to follow that, although this bearish candlestick for the last completed week suggests we're probably on the way to new lows for this one. And ATR declining as price falls, a little bit of weakness at the end of this bear market. Let's zoom in on this movement down here to around the last low at the daily chart level. Here's that last low. There's a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern that did not have support from volume. The bullishness of that is now probably resolved by this choppy overlapping upward movement. This looks corrective. It looks like a counter trend movement, and now there's a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern here which does have strong push from volume. That's very bearish. I would expect resistance about 90 may continue to hold. Look for a break below support at 75 with a close below that level. If that happens, look for next support at 71 and again below that, quite strong support at 55. The moving average situation, you can't see the 200-day, it's above and negatively sloped. They're all negatively sloped, prices below all of them. The shorts below the mid is below the long. That is a full bore bearish look, adding confidence to a bearish outlook. No signal at the daily chart level either for on-balance volume. It's making new lows with price, no divergence there. ADX at the daily chart level is declining and the DX lines have been whipsawing. There is no clear trend at the daily chart level, but it's setting itself up for the start of a new trend. If the ADX line reaches 15, it's pretty close, and it's rising, coming up from below, from low levels below both DX lines. That is the strongest signal ADX can give. If it does that, and the negative DX line remains above the positive, it would be a strong bearish signal. If it does that and the positive DX line's above the negative, then it'll be a bullish signal. So whichever DX line is higher tells us which direction the trend is, and the ADX line tells us if there is a trend. So that's how that one works. It needs to reach 15 to eliminate early false signals though, so that's why I use that level of 15. RSI is in neutral territory. It has not exhibited at the daily chart level short-term divergence on a closing basis, closing for price that is. No bullish divergence, neutral territory, plenty of room for a new trend at this time frame to develop, plenty of room for it to run before conditions become extreme. Money flow index also neutral, as is stochastics, and ATR increasing as price moves lower from this, off this high. It looks like SMG might be in the early stages of a new bearish run to new lows. Support 71, below that 55. Okay, that's all from me with an update for SMG. Scott's Miracle Grow Company is requested from one of my subscribers to the channel today. And please, if you haven't already registered, go and register for this event. Whole bunch of free stuff, lots of free analysis for you. If you can't view it at the time it's available, you'll be able to view it via a link, an email link later. Definitely in your best interest to do that. And for everyone who registers, you're giving me a lot of support as well, and I thank you so much for that. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you.